years and years ago, we had a student at seminary who'd come out of a Pentecostal background and had become Reformed, and but went to a church that had been adopted some of the more modern worship practices, and so I used to kid him and say he ought to come to our church and go to a real church once. This was before your day, so so he came to visit one Sunday night, and so I went up to him afterwards, and we had a very good relationship, so we kidded around, and so I said to him, "Well, how does it feel to be in a real church?" And he smiled and he said, "Well, it was interesting." He said, "But does anybody here feel anything?" So just at that moment, when he said, "Does anybody here feel anything?" we're both laughing. One of the elders comes up, who's an immigrant from the Netherlands, and so somewhat unfairly, I turned to the elder and said, "This young man is visiting, and he wants to know if anybody here feels anything." Couldn't have written it better. The elder's eyes fill with tears, and he says, "Oh, when I sing the Psalms, I feel so close to God."
Wow.
And it deeply impacted that young man. And so, one of the things we have to learn is emotions are not always right on the surface, genuine emotions.